Hi everyone, it's Taylor again. So this week we have been talking about different areas of self-care. So today we're going to talk about how can we tie different self-care activities into our daily routine. So I want to start off by just saying that something that I really like to use is a weekly planner or a monthly planner, or you can just take a blank sheet of paper and you can make a weekly calendar. So those are two options that I really like doing because most people have access to just a blank piece of paper and you can buy a planner for fairly cheap. So using those two things are really the key to incorporating anything that's new into your routine. So if self-care activities are new to you, then using a planner or making a schedule to kind of plan in that time is important. So I would recommend using either of those ways to start incorporating self-care into your daily routine. So let's talk about what are some really easy self-care activities that we can incorporate into our daily life. So for a lot of people, I feel like when they think of self-care, they think that they need to do something for hours to treat themselves, right? But really, self-care is just doing little things even throughout your day to take care of you throughout the day. So as you're, going through work, especially right now if you're working from home, and it can be stressful because you're not in your natural work environment, right? And now you're also having to care for your kids and do other things. It can be stressful. So taking deep breaths is one form of self-care that anyone can incorporate as a part of their routine at any time. And it's not something that you need to schedule in. But maybe you want to take that a little further and you want to do some form of meditation or yoga. Then that would be something that you can schedule into your daily routine. Okay. Some other things to think about is when it comes to self-care, especially for those of you that are parents or even just, anyone that's in school and is trying to better themselves and is looking to build themselves a bright future. Some things to think about is maybe waking up earlier or going to bed later than what your significant other or your family does. So if you do have kids, maybe you wake up 30 minutes earlier than when you wake them up in the morning so that you have 30 minutes to yourself to do some form of self-care, whether that's exercising for 30 minutes, making yourself a cup of coffee and sitting there and reading a book for 30 minutes. Maybe it's taking a warm bath in the morning, whatever it is. But scheduling out 30 minutes to an hour earlier in the morning or later in the evening can be a great way to get in self-care and to make it a part of your routine, because then those are things that you can do every day. If you get up at 6 instead of 6:30, you can do that on a pretty regular basis, Monday through Friday, if that's what you work. And that's an easy way to schedule in self-care time for you. That way you can make it happen and you can't use any excuses like, oh, well, you were just too busy today and, well, my kid's this or whatever it might be. So I really like the whole getting up earlier or going to bed later because that really is a way to hold yourself accountable and making sure that you're getting that time in because it is important. So one of the topics we talked about this week was meal prepping. So as far as self-care, meal prepping can be incorporated into your self-care routine one day a week. So picking one day a week to meal prep, especially if you do have health goals in your life. You want to be healthier, you want to feel better, schedule that into your weekly routine and make it happen. Another reason why I like using a daily and weekly planner, because you can plan those things out. And we are much more efficient and effective as a person if we have something written down on a calendar or somewhere or an alarm set versus if we just try to think about it in our head and tell ourselves that, oh, on Sunday I'm going to meal prep. Because then Sunday comes and you had a busy day and before you know it, well, you didn't get the chance to meal prep. So finding other little ways, writing it down, putting it on your fridge, whatever it is, to help kind of hold you accountable to make that happen. So those are just some little tips I have. Some other little tips I have that I'll share with you real quick. Another easy form of self-care that you can add into your routine anytime throughout the day is using just gratitude. So, maybe waking up and saying a couple reasons why you're grateful today, or maybe doing that before you go to bed, or maybe throughout your day when you're feeling stressed out, you kind of give yourself a little self-care pep talk and tell yourself reasons why you're grateful, okay? Another thing that I like to do is, just be more mindful of how much social media you're using and how much negativity you're kind of allowing into your life. And by that, I mean, if you are always on, social media, scrolling through and reading about all the drama and things, or you watch the news for several hours throughout the day, and things like that, that takes a toll on you as a person mentally and emotionally. So trying to not allow as much of that into your life can definitely be called a form of self-care, because you are caring for yourself and you are not allowing negative things to really impact and influence you and your actions and your behaviors and even your emotions, which is a wonderful thing. So just kind of think about that a little bit, keep those different tips in mind, and start incorporating some self-care activities into your daily routine, because you can make it happen. So I hope this video was helpful. Thank you for watching.